Hello there everyone, my name is Squalo and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in this video I really want to talk to you about something very important. There is some really cool news that just came out that I really want to share with you, and I really want to talk to you about some trade setups and the technicals that are currently happening. And I think that currently Bitcoin is at a very critical point, and we're either going to see a confirmation of the uptrend or we're going to actually enter into another bear trend, so to speak, in a short-term perspective. So either up or down, and there's going to be a deciding factor which is going to be very visible in the technicals. And I'm going to also show you my brand new trade, some targets, etc. And I'm going to talk about my previous scalp trade. If you haven't seen my previous video, you have to check it out right now. And if all of this sounds good, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you're always notified when I make a new upload. And without any further ado, let's just jump right into it, and we'll do it without any pre-rolls this time. Let me know down in the comments, guys. Do you enjoy my pre-rolls, or you don't like the pre-roll, it just wastes time, or you want that energetic pre-roll? Let me know down in the comments right now. And remember that if you want to show some small appreciation to this YouTube channel, hit that like button, and let's get to at least 1,500 likes on this video. Remember that it always motivates me to create these videos every single day for you when I see a lot of likes. And also there is a share button below this video here on YouTube that you can share this video with a person that in your opinion is losing too much money in the crypto space and would really need some coaching. Then send them my way. There is a share button below this video. So before we talk about technicals, let's quickly talk about some really cool news that I think are worth mentioning. And here is the first one. That is that Vitalik Buterin, well, the founder of Ethereum, slams Michael Saylor as total clown. So basically he slammed Michael Saylor and all the maximalists, saying that they're all total clowns. And I'll just get into it in just a second. And as you can see, I'm still seeing my own ads, and you can see it right here, and it says special recession offer. And if you want to become one of my students at my university grade trading education and learn how to trade properly and take really good trades and make a lot of money, like trades like these ones, for example, when one trade is like $4,000 into profit, then you have to join my university grade trading education. And right now, I think there is less than 50 seats left only. You can use the link below down in the comments or in the description of this video, or go directly to offer.tomscrollo.com and join my certified and accredited trading learning programs. Okay, so back to Michael Saylor and Vitalik. So basically what he said is that well, number one, why did this kind of a conflict actually come about, and how did it come about? It was because Michael Saylor said that Ethereum is inherently unethical. And this is a long article, but I'm just, as you guys like it, I'm going very quickly through this. Earlier this month, he said that the second largest cryptocurrency was obviously a security. And as you know, Michael Saylor is a huge Bitcoin proponent, and I love Michael Saylor. He is great, but certainly I don't like some of these aspects of Bitcoin maximalists, that they believe that Bitcoin is the only thing in the world, and really there are other really good cryptocurrencies, and including Ethereum. But he called it really unethical. So that's why Vitalik called him a total clown. So that's quite interesting. But to be honest, Michael Saylor has some good points. Michael Saylor claims that securities laws have their basis. It's like a set of biblical principles related to ethics and worship. The basis of securities laws is thou shall not lie, cheat, or steal. That's the basis of the law. And again, that's the basis of the law. I don't know, this is probably a typo. So hence, he doesn't buy the popular argument that the securities law are antiqued. So that's why he called Ethereum a security, while the Bitcoin was already proven to be a commodity, and called a commodity even by Gary Gensler from the SEC. So this is really interesting, and we'll see how this develops. Now the next thing is the renowned investor Jim Rogers warns the worst bear market in his lifetime is incoming. There is a long article here, but what basically he says is that more bear markets are coming, and the next one is going to be the worst in my lifetime, as he said. And he's got a good point here. And this is, related to the macro environment. And that's why I was so reluctant to actually longing Bitcoin at this point, while explaining that in 2008, we had a problem with too much debt. Well, we all remember the collapse of the housing market. He stressed that the debt has skyrocketed since then. And the debt, oh my God, look out the window. The debt has skyrocketed everywhere. So the next bear market has to be horrible, in his opinion. How can it not be horrible bear market? I mean, the US has increased its debt to several times since 2009. Japan can't even count the debt in Japan. In many countries in the world, the debt just goes higher and higher and higher. 2008 was because of too much debt, and it's much worse now. So let me know that in the comments if you agree with him, because to be honest, I get his point. But at the same time, the Federal Reserve can just come out and start printing more money and creating overall a worse situation. But in a short-term perspective, within the next few years, the markets can still keep going up, just like they've been going up for so many years now. So, but he's got a very good point. So this is still, this huge dark cloud is certainly still hovering above us. Now, the next thing is this one right here. U.S. Personal consumption expenditures tab records high. Standard economists say Fed should increase rates above 9%. So we know that the Federal Reserve is starting to ramp up the quantitative tightening. But what they're saying here is that, a few percent like we have now in terms of the interest rates is going to be far from enough. We will need at least 9% in the interest rates to actually combat the current inflation. And and this is pretty crazy, because if we're going to be seeing 9% interest rates, high risk assets are going to tank much lower than where they are at right now. Pretty bad outlook. Okay, the next one is US and UK regulators partner on broader crypto regulation. I'm not going to talk much about this, but in general, it's very cool because the British government outlined its legislative agenda, including the safe adoption of cryptocurrencies, and it was in the Queen's speech in May. It also has a plan to make the country a global crypto hub and a hospitable place for crypto, including establishing a dynamic regulatory framework for crypto, regulating stablecoins, etc. So they're moving forward with it, and they're trying to involve, United States as well, and to create this crypto legislation and make it more transparent and move it, forward in terms of the mass adoption. This is what it's actually is all about. Now, the next thing is the crypto hedge fund veteran Mark Yasko predicts Bitcoin spring kicks off the Bitcoin move, and here's his timeline. So basically, in this article, he's talking about the fact that we are currently in Bitcoin spring. So this is like the accumulation period that we're always seeing in the markets after the general bear market, and then we are entering into this time of good weather and nice preparation for the bull market. So according to Yasko, Bitcoin is likely in the spring part of the cycle where winter has ended, and Bitcoin forms a base for the next bull run in the summer, which he predicts will happen slightly before the next halving in early to mid 2024. We already know when the halving is going to happen, but at the same time, saying that currently we are at the bottom it's not a bad assumption, simply because we've seen the on-chain metrics, etc. But when we're trying to consider things like these ones, that we need potentially 9% interest rates, and that actually we could see the worst bear market ever because we have more debt than at the time of the collapse of the housing market, then these kinds of claims could be quite baseless, unfortunately, even though I would really love to believe this. Now, the last article that I have here is that Bitcoin is displaying potential of a massive bull run, and how high can Bitcoin price rally in August. So if we're quickly going to go through this, while the short-term charts appear to be pretty shaky, analysts see a strong bull run imminent in the second half of 2022, and basically taking it, they're saying that it could take Bitcoin to about $25,000 in August. But again, it's all speculative. It's all based on some indicators and previous chart data and previous asset performance. So we still have this huge cloud hovering above our heads. So I have to agree here with Jim Rogers. But it doesn't mean we cannot take trades, right? So for that reason, let's move on to this chart right here. And guys and girls, remember that if you want to be trading actively yourself, you have to do it on the right exchange. And me personally, I'm trading either on Bybit or on BitGet. And with my exclusive links down below in the description or in the pinned comment, you can claim up to $8,000 in initial deposit bonuses with BitGet and up to $4,100 in initial deposit bonuses with Bybit, only if you're going to use my links. And BitGet, they have awesome copy trading as well, and you can check out the tutorial to copy trading right here. I'm going to link it up on the screen here. If you don't really want to trade yourself and have other traders trade for you, then BitGet is the biggest for this kind of a solution. And with my link down below, you can claim up to $8,000 in initial deposit bonuses. All the description and instructions are down there below as well. So let's move on to the current technical analysis and what's happening. So we are still, obviously, it comes without saying that we are still in this kind of a wedge formation. And what's the, why am I saying that this is currently the shakiest moment, the most crucial moment, is that we either, this resistance, it used to be our resistance here, we got rejected from it here, and now we're having some kind of a fake out here as well. If this doesn't turn into another support and go up and literally like within today, then certainly we're going to be going down. So, and our target is going to be 21,500 roughly. So, and for me, you remember I had this quick scalp trade that I showed you, and I've taken it right from here, and actually my target was about $24,000 right in this vicinity, but I actually held it, and I held it thinking that, okay, what if we're gonna have this kind of a relief rally, what if we're gonna go to 26,000, etc. So I actually told you guys in my Telegram channel, if you're not part of my Telegram channel, then you're missing out on a lot of stuff, and there is a link to my Telegram channel down in the description of this video. So I decided to keep it, and here at the peak I had like $7,000 or $8,000 in profit on this one trade, and as I told you guys in my Telegram channel, that I'm gonna just place them stop far into profit. So I just basically I placed it right at the same level of my initial take profit, about 24K. So as it moved down really hard with a huge rejection, my trade got closed in this vicinity. I still made $3,000. It was fine, but I gave it a chance. But again, something that I was telling you before, that I am more bearish still because of the macro. So for that reason, when I saw this real powerful move down, and then we saw this consolidation here, I actually took a short trade that I've actually placed over on Bybit, and currently it's a slightly bigger short trade that I've taken a long trade before. So it's like a $200,000 short, currently bringing in like $4,000 in profits. And again, if you want to be trading on Bybit, links down below to a huge bonus. And right now, what we've seen this consolidation as always. We always see after a powerful move, just like this one, we see a consolidation and then either a continuation, and that's the reason why I decided to risk it and keep this scalp trade that I've had. But since we faced a rejection here and a quick fake out, then the direction was more or less obvious, even though this candle here was very, very worrisome. I almost shit my pants. So, and here we saw the continuation is currently to the downside, and right now we are facing some kind of support, but right now it's actually turning into resistance right here in the same vicinity. So look at it, it's all the same thing, it's all the same levels, it's all the same logic. So if, as I said, unless we're gonna get pushed above, and again my stop loss will be into zero loss as always. So that's how I always trade. I really rarely take a full blown stop loss. I usually just exit with, again, unless if I enter and it goes against me right away, then I'm stopped out. That's just like everybody else. When it moves into my profit very quickly, I usually place my stop loss somewhere in profit or in a small loss, so I don't risk too much. That's proper risk in money management. Nobody can really predict the market 100% of the time with 100% accuracy. So for that reason, you need to use proper risk in money management. So, and right now, if we're going to actually stabilize below here, back in this channel, then our obvious target could be at least about 21,500 in this vicinity at this level right here. So the initial target. And again, I might even consider we'll see how it's going to behave. So that's why I subscribe right now. I'm going to keep you updated. If it's going to move lower and then potentially could even break even lower. So, and then retest the area of 20K, which is still quite likely. Again, nobody can predict the future, but this, in terms of what we are seeing right now, plus the macro, is a very likely outcome anyway. So, but if we're going to take a look at some important stuff, which we also have to pay attention to, is going to be, oh no, not the VPVR. Let's take a look at the EMA ribbon in the daily. And we've been below it for a while, and this is very important. We've been rejected by it right here. We also got rejected by it right here, but there is some small hopium that we actually broke above it. We created a higher high in this in terms of this price action right here. So if it's gonna actually finally push us higher to retest this level right here, which again in the daily chart, this is our previous support in this huge wedge. So, and this is also a very important resistance level, to be honest. Price is going to react to it very rapidly. So if it's going to happen and we're going to see this kind of a effect, then we're going to actually confirm that we're finally breaking above the EMA ribbon. So, and this could mark the beginning of some kind of an uptrend, so to speak, just because of just historically, as we can see here in the bull market, we are constantly staying above the EMA ribbon, and in the bear market, we're staying below it. So this is what can happen here as well, potentially. So for that reason, I'm keeping an eye out on my short trade, but if we're gonna break below it again here, then this is gonna be just a perfect short trade. So this is my current outlook when it comes to the EMA ribbon, and of course all the moving averages are also very important. Remember that there is this 200 moving average, and it's especially important in the weekly chart. And right now the good thing is that we actually closed above it the last week. So and right now the question is if it's gonna actually turn into a fake out here, or the bulls are gonna have enough power to push above. Guys and girls, here's gonna be a full tutorial to Bybit. Check it out if you want to learn how to trade on Bybit, how to place all the trades, how to do some basic analysis, etc. And if you want to join my University Grade Trading Education, the 50% discount, then go and claim a seat right now. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.